Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Wednesday. Um, I just wanted to give a special little shout out while I'm waiting for folks to come on to say happy 76th birthday to my daddy today and happy 50th birthday to one of my very best friends in life. She is somewhere on an island doing what she do. So happy birthday, Amy girl. So I'm just going to get us started real quick. I just want to share a quick message. Um, Give me just a second. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, so come on in the room. Come on in the room. I just want to make sure that I was able to pull that up. Okay, so as you guys know, I have been doing a countdown to turning 50 myself, coming up here in just a few short weeks. And so this week I shared a post about how 12-year-old me unknowingly created one of my first opportunity strategies. And what I want to say is, I don't just do processes and systems. It's actually a natural gift and ability that I have grown into. It's always been in me. And what I want to share with you today is just a little tidbit about a time that stands out in my mind as part of the foundation of how I naturally think in processes and systems and how my mother actually nurtured that gift early on. So, if you've seen the post, which I have up over here on the screen, it talks about how 12-year-old me planned a season worth of amusement park trips and how that was all about processes and systems. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because I've been thinking about this thing, this gift that God has placed inside of me. As you have those big birthdays, you really reflect. And so I just wanted to take a moment and share it with you. So I was born and raised in a place called Sandusky, Ohio. You probably have never heard of Sandusky, but you've heard of Cedar Point. Cedar Point is the roller coaster capital of the world. And so, not that I ride them, which is very important in the story. So, I had some cousins come for summer. And this was during the time before y'all get in my comments and talk about, oh my goodness, y'all went to the amusement park by yourself. This was back in the 80s when it was still safe for your children to go places. So, and we went in a group. So it was a group of us, probably about 10 or 12 of us. And my cousins had come and we all had season passes. So you could go to the amusement park every day if you wanted to, or you could go one time, but we all had a pass. But our parents, of course, had to give us money because we wanted to play games and we wanted to eat food. We wanted to do all of the things that you do. And remember, we preteen, teenagers. I'm 12 years old. Okay. So we would go over to the amusement park and I don't ride the rides. I don't like things that make my stomach feel funny. And especially back then, I had control issues, but that's a story for another day. So anyway, we would go and I would be the one who stayed on the ground. I knew where we was going to eat. I held all the jackets, all of the things that would get blown away. So our parents said on probably about day 3, this could probably be pretty expensive for them with my cousins having been going to be here, for about a month. So in my head, I think the wheels started turning at that very moment. But at the very front of the park was this ride called the Demon Drop. They don't have it anymore, but it was called the Demon Drop. And what happened is that you would be in a car and you go straight up, and then the car would shift over a little bit, and then it would drop you really fast. But when it dropped you, you would go into like a dip like this, and you would rock in the dip for a minute, and then it would come stable and you would get off. Well, my processing system mind created a system. And so I counted out my cousins so that each one would ride in a different car. I gave each one of them, well, the first day I didn't have this, but this is how the processing system worked itself out. I gave each one a Ziploc bag. That's why you see the Ziploc bags. Everybody had a sandwich bag. Okay. And so On their way up, it was their responsibility as they're sitting in this car with other people. And I didn't care if they felt weird because I was on a money mission at that point in time. It was their job to pick up all the change. Because remember, I told you there was a dip when you came down. Well, people would lose all of the change in their pockets because you come down at such a speed, and then it turns you upside down a little bit and you rocked. So people lost their change. So I counted everybody out, put them in the car, and then it was their job as it was going up to get the change off the floor and put it into the sandwich bag. Okay. And then they closed the sandwich bag up. They enjoyed their ride. They got off. They gave me the sandwich bag. Okay, so we actually needed like 2 sandwich bags because, we didn't know about germs then, but okay. Eventually we figured out that was yucky. And so you use one bag to pick up the change and another bag to put the change in the bag. Just for those of y'all who are germaphobes, know that, again, this was in the 80s and we wasn't all like that. So then I would take all of the change while they ride another roller coaster or whatever it is they were doing. I would take all of the change and I would spread it out and I would count it out and I would make sure that everybody had money for able to eat and able to play some games. And so when I went home and I explained it to my mom, and she was like, "That's where my sandwich bags went?" And I was like, "Yes." I said, "But I saved you money." And I was able to tell her how I saved the money. And so my mom bought me sandwich bags. So I had my own box of sandwich bags. And I took those sandwich bags at that point in time and I created a process and I created a system. So we had a process. What were the step-by-step directions? The step-by-step directions was for everyone to make sure that they collected the change off of the floor, put it in their bag, and close their bag, and then hand me the bag. That was all that the people had to do. Okay. That was their part of the process. My part of the process was then to count out the change, figure out how much was there, and divide it amongst all of us evenly so that everybody could go and get something to eat and everybody could play games for the day. And so that's how that worked. That was the process. And the system in alignment was that I delegated to the people who were actually going to get on the ride. I delegated their task to them and I took my task and I oversaw everything because if you know me, you know I'm not bossy, but I am a leader. I've been a leader my whole life. Okay. And so and so this is how my mind worked even at 12 years old. Like, no, I wasn't even riding the rides, but I saw the rides for the value that they could bring to us and being able to make sure that we had what we wanted. And our parents did not have to then give us spending money. So I took sandwich bags and turned it into a money bag. So when I say that I'm not new to this, it's something that runs in my veins. It truly, truly, truly runs in my veins. So I wanted to take a minute today with this fully 50 and me as I come upon this great milestone. And for me, this is the halfway point because there's many relatives on both sides of my life who live to be in their 80s, 90s, even in their hundreds. And so I'm just getting started. I retired off that first stage of life. And so now I'm moving into this and I love it. It's amazing. I'm doing it full time. And so I just wanted to give you a sneak peek in who Yolanda Catrice Churchwell, the CEO's fractional COO, how she started, and how long the system thing has been in me. Did I know that's what it was at 12? Absolutely did not. Did not, did not. Did I know it at 25? Did not, did not. But with age, when you blessed, comes wisdom. Because some people grow up but they don't grow. Some people grow older, but they don't grow up. But that is a story for another day. But I just wanted to take a minute on this wonderful hump day. The heat wave is starting to fall off a little bit and just share with you a little bit more about who I am and how I became the CEO's fractional COO. So I'm hoping that you got to know me a little bit better. I'm super excited for those of you who have registered for tomorrow's webinar. I can't wait to see you there. But again, how did I become the CEO's fractional COO? It wasn't something that I made up in my mind. I was called to this. I've been called to this. It was placed inside of me at birth. And I can't wait to share this with those of you who are ready to make some changes in your business. I share this because one, I'm just naturally happy, excited about how life is life right now. But two, I want to make sure that I give those who love me an opportunity to get to know me better. And those of you who don't know me, I want to make sure that you get to know me and know that if you have a business and you feel some type of strife and overwhelm and stress, I'm your girl, the CEO's fractional COO. So have a great day. If you need me, please drop a DM and I'll reach out and we can schedule a meeting. But in the meantime, enjoy your summer. And I don't know what age you're turning, but enjoy it to the fullest. See y'all later.